Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of Rubber. Cast and crew information down below, and let's check out this IMDb plot to start off. A homicidal car tire, discovering it has destructive sonic power, sets its sights on a desert town once a mysterious woman becomes its obsession. Alright, sounds very weird. Um, this is a 2010 movie, obviously going back for this one. Uh, a movie that I had long wanted to see and really wanted to see at the time that it came out, but completely dropped the ball and missed it. It was just one of those ones that, sneak by you, and tried to look for it over and over, and every time, it just never happened. So finally got to it. Looking for something to watch the other day, and then I was like, "Oh, let me see if this movie's on." And I think I found it on Amazon, and so I got to see it, and, and I'm here. So if you haven't seen this movie, um, spoiler alert, this is an old movie, so I'll probably just go at it and say what I'm going to say, and not worry about it, since this is a movie that's been out for a long time. Um, so yeah, I guess my main thing really was curiosity, is kind of seeing how this tire was going to kill people. Was wondering how that was going to get done. Not really how it was going to come back alive. Whatever, it comes back alive. We've seen weird shit come alive before, and he kind of uses this vibrating kind of thing. I guess it's kind of almost like if you had like a mind trick, and which is making people explode and whatever. And the tire kind of discovers it can do that early on. Um, you know, Blowing up, I think, a bottle and some other stuff, and then it realizes it can just mess people up too. So if it decides it doesn't like you, or you piss it off, it will just basically make you explode, or make your head explode, or whatever. Just wants to make you explode. So, while I'm all for people kind of exploding in the blood and guts and whatever, I was kind of a little disappointed. I thought, I kind of had some expectations. I wanted to see the tire do a little bit more, maybe, like roll onto somebody, roll back and forth, or just fling itself at somebody. A little bit more tire involved, as opposed to the tire just going, I don't like you, you're gonna die now, and then bam, you're dead. I can kind of see why they went that route. It's just easier route to go. I'm sure this was not the biggest budget movie, so especially when your star is the tire, and whatever. So yeah, I was a little disappointed in that aspect of it. Um, I was taken back by a little bit of the kind of setup here, where the movie basically is poking fun of itself. Basically, at the beginning of the movie, where they're basically saying, "Hey, you bunch of people standing out here randomly in the desert, do you guys want to watch a movie? Hell yeah, because you're already standing out here in the desert. Here's your binoculars. Go look in that direction." And they're all just just like, "Oh, okay, there's a tire rolling around," and like, if that's all good and not weird in itself. And then you have this guy at the beginning also give a basically monologue there, saying, "Yeah, movies do this and movies do whatever they want and blah blah blah," and he's the sheriff. And then later on, that part of the movie just becomes even stranger, as like, they were talking like they weren't part of the movie, then they really become part of the movie. And then they were obviously setting up the people that were watching the movie to die for whatever reason while they're watching the movie. Then the one guy didn't die, and that was just odd in itself. So there's just a lot of odd things going on. I mean, you would have thought that the tire being able to come back alive and kill people was odd enough, but then you had this whole weird, we're a movie within a movie kind of thing going on, and that was weird. So just a lot of strange things happening. But again, if you have a movie based on a tire killing people, what else can you expect? I guess they could have tried to go a more serious horror movie way, where a tire just comes back alive, just starts killing people because maybe somebody died, kind of like a Chucky thing, where like he was gonna die or he was gonna be caught. So instead, he kind of transported himself into the doll, and then later on decided to kill everybody. They could have done one of those things where X, Y, and Z reason, person is dying, person gets put in tire, person is pissed, and then goes and kills everybody because he's a tire and he's pissed. But instead, there's no really explanation. The tire just comes alive and has this power and wants to kill people. Because he's chasing some woman, because of course, the tire comes alive, he's attracted to some woman or wants to follow this woman. He's a stalker. Maybe there was a stalker who died and became the tire. Who knows? I don't know. It's just really weird. I don't even know why I'm kind of surprised by that. But yeah, I guess I had certain expectations. I had certain thoughts about what this movie was going to go, and then I guess it just goes in a different way. Not to say that I didn't like it. I was definitely glued to it. Definitely was watching, kind of seeing what was happening, how it was unfold, kind of scratching my head at this whole movie within a movie, and then the whole sheriff, he was very odd, and then there's a scene there where he's talking to everybody else. He's trying to prove to them like nothing's happening. He tells one of them to shoot him again, and he's alive. And then he kind of comes to the realization that, wait a minute, maybe this isn't right. And then he, decides that he's going to take it upon himself to go kill the tire. And then, yeah, it's just a lot of bizarre happenings here. And I'm looking at this right now. It says it's an hour and 22 minutes. I'm surprised. It didn't even seem like it was that much. But I guess, those moments where he just stands there and kind of talks, I guess kind of filled some of the time there. But yeah, just weird. And yeah, like, that was pretty funny when the tire ended up in the pool. It's like, okay, is it going to drown? Is it dead? Why is it jumping in the pool? How's the tire going to get out of the pool? Who's going to pull the tire out of the pool? Just weird stuff like that. And then, I don't know, just weird. I wish I would have seen this movie back when it came out and been involved with more of a conversation to kind of see what people thought of it, and that kind of bizarreness. It actually has a 5.7 rating here on IMDb, and the movie that I just did a video on before this, or a few videos before this, had a surprisingly lower rating than this one. So yeah, that is kind of shocking. Again, not that this movie was bad, but I would have thought, if anything, that this movie would have had a lower one, but it has a higher one than what was a much, I guess, more typical horror movie, but better horror movie, whatever. I don't know. I guess this is why some people say don't pay attention to those IMDb ratings, because they just, I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad I saw it. I don't know that I'd watch it again. I'm very curious. As far as I know, there's no sequel. I don't remember there being a sequel. I've been kind of meaning to Google that. The way it ends kind of leads us, as soon as the ending kind of starts playing out, where he's now and this, like, really, 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 if you have not seen this movie, this is a huge spoiler alert. So I'm going to say it now. So if you have not seen this movie, you may want to pause, put it on mute, wait till my rating comes out or whatever. But yeah, when the tire basically becomes, okay, I'll kind of say it. So when the tire basically becomes something else, and then goes off, and then basically has an army at the end, it's just screaming sequel. And as far as I know, there is no sequel. Like, what happens next? Especially if it's playing itself, originally as a film within a film, or whatever the hell was going on there. There has to be a sequel. I mean, come on, there was always a sequel. Obviously, this movie probably didn't make enough money for it to be a sequel, but still, I mean, come on. You're going to end it like that and not have a sequel? I mean, you've gone from ridiculous that to ridiculous this, and now it has an army, so where's my sequel? As a matter of fact, I think I'll put that out there. Where's the sequel to this? Anyway, with that, I'm just gonna give it 2.5 pools of blood. I mean, because I don't want to go too far in either direction. I'm half-assing it and putting it down the middle, but you know, I guess I expected to have certain things and it went other way, but then again, I can't really complain because it's really not a serious movie. I mean, it's not, some movies you watch, horror movies, you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm really gonna pay attention to this, and if they really blow it, I'm really gonna complain. I really nitpick at it. This is one of those movies where you're just like, you watch it and whatever. You can't sit here and just nitpick at it. You gotta accept it for strangeness, its oddness, and whatever else they're trying to do here. But I did have some expectations, and I guess it just didn't go that route. So I'm gonna cop out here with 2.5 pools of blood. And yeah, I guess this is why I don't do too many reviews of movies I kind of missed and are down the line here. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's 2.5 pools of blood out of 5. Glad I finally got to see it, and that's over, and I'll just hope for a sequel eventually. With that, horror_reviews.blogspot.com, link down below. It's where you can find more of my reviews. The video ones are there, but if you want to see the written ones as well, they are there. Tons of reviews going several years back. Scroll around, look around. If there's something in specific you're looking for, you can't find for whatever reason, let me know. If I've reviewed it, I'll let you know. If you're just interested in these video reviews, subscribe, like, hit that button, whatever you want to do. I don't know why people beg for it, whatever. Twitter, Facebook, information down below, and a comment section where you guys can reach out to me if you want to talk about this movie, other movies. I reminded you this movie existed, and you're like, hey, I remember that, and you want to throw a comment out there. Please feel free to do so, Twitter, Facebook, or in the comments section. And if you want me to review something, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll see if we can do that as well. Yeah. We'll see what strange item can kill people next. So maybe my hat will. So with that, we're on to the next review, horror fans.